One of our board members at the Childhood Domestic Violence Association said, hey, we do not have for the foundation really strong content that's vertically oriented that we can share socially. Why don't we have that? And I said, that's a great point. I think because we didn't have someone that we could work with that could understand it and be able to give us those tools also while working in a budget. So fortunately, she introduced us to Ariel, and that's how we got started.
I was a witness of domestic violence. But after that, I witnessed my mother grow and become stronger.
This was for an initiative leading up to an event. So we did take a social media approach where we leaked out a bunch of reels through existing content to help promote the event.
It's okay to talk about it, and that actually started my healing process.
We've been in business for more than a decade, but our model is not to have events. And this was the first event that we were having. And in order to try to share what we were going to be covering during the event, the idea was, why don't we capture some of these short form video pieces and then share them again with our community through social media? So the goal was to share different pieces as we led up to the event to try to get not only interest from those who were already attending, but perhaps interest from those who were not planning on it.
It gave me the freedom to look at my story in a positive, uplifting way to help others who have also gone through childhood domestic violence.
What's the standing emergency?
My mommy and Daddy are having a fight.
And then on top of the social media content that was for marketing purposes, can you talk about the other video that we worked on?
Yeah, our plan was to take the full budget and create individual reels that were short form videos for social. But once we got through about 2/3 of those, I asked Ariel, could we shift the last third of the initiative and create a mission video that we might be able to share during the event? And that was above the scope of what we were planning on doing. And I so appreciated the flexibility of doing that, because I think it was more work, but Ariel was really more interested in, I'm not so worried about the time or the cost. I'm interested in helping you get your outcome. And I'm ultimately interested in trying to create a piece that can really move forward the vision of the organization to help fill a gap between where you are and where you want to be.
I just thought maybe it was a family thing that I needed to keep a secret.
I couldn't tell nobody.
The short form video piece that was shown at the event really was that missing piece for us. And the feedback was universally fantastic.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Thank you for saying that, we were more results driven, because that is how I work on projects. It's not about, I don't like to stay too focused on deliverables, because if it's not working, we got to pivot a little bit. And I think what we figured out was that we had enough reels. So what else can we do to maximize the time we had? And that worked out.
Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
So can you just touch a little bit on how the process, just the experience working with me on this project was for you?
Things are gonna get easier.
I think a lot of people, when they come into what they're looking to create from a sight, sound, and motion standpoint, they have a vision in their mind. My vision was kind of clear, but I didn't know how to get that into a sight, sound, and motion framework. So I shared with Ariel, hey, this is kind of a run of piece that I could imagine. And I gave some very specific feedback, and then I also gave some very vague feedback, and I didn't really know how he would react to that.
I've learned to be brave and to be strong and to not be afraid of anybody.
I've worked with people where it's like, don't dictate to me what to put in there. And then I've also worked with people that have said, you got to give me some more direction. So, what the hell do I do with those two pieces of feedback? But Ariel really blended both beautifully. He was very open to feedback, very collaborative. It was a very comfortable conversation. And the piece that was delivered was not an easy piece to put together. And I think his intuitive nature and emotional intelligence around what needed to be done kind of came together to create a piece that, we just desperately needed. And if we were not working together with Ariel on this project, I don't know how I would have gotten it solved for with speed and certainty. And that's what we needed here.
Walk in the rays of a beautiful sun.
I will say, like, these are the projects that mean something. There's a true initiative, true purpose behind it. So when I do get these sort of projects, I want it to be done right. So I appreciate
and it's shown through. It's shown through.
What sort of results can you say came of our video initiative?
The idea of this mission video was we have people in a room for the first time that are hearing about this issue and they're not really aware of it. So how can we very early on in the program dim the lights? How can we show them a story that they've not seen before, that can be short? Because if it's too long, it's too long. It has to be able to get their emotional attention. It has to be able to create some pain. But then we also have to very quickly provide the bandage. Mm-hmm. If we wound them, we have to then heal them. And it's got to be done quickly in an empowering and emotional way that's uplifting. And that's what we were able to get from a result standpoint. We were able to get people in a room to come, I don't know much about this issue. And literally after like 3 minutes of watching this, they could all speak about this issue very clearly, about the impact it has in childhood, the impact it has in adulthood. What are some of the answers, the scope of the problem, and how can those answers be applied globally to help move this issue forward faster? And most importantly, how could they find themselves in this issue? So it's not just, a nonprofit issue, but it's their issue as well if they so choose to engage.
Sure. Yeah, and it kind of speaks to the power of video, meaningful video, thoughtful video. It brings out emotion. It communicates something in a way that something written might not clearly convey. That's you nailed it with that.
Now my family is living on our own and we have our own house. It's like I'm starting my childhood now.
We struggle as an organization with social media because the issue that we deal with, which is childhood domestic violence, which is, what happens when you grow up in a household with domestic violence, what happens when you grow up witnessing domestic violence, that's not something on a feed that a lot of people are going to thumb up because their family's on their feed.
I grew up living in a home where domestic violence was common on a daily basis.
Yeah. So social media for us is a very challenging tactic. We need to be there, want to be there, but we cannot just say the interactions, the likes that we get are the mechanism of success.
Yeah.
So what Ariel was able to do was to take testimonials from various and sundry sources, put them together in a vertical feel that felt very authentic and very natural, and then work with a couple of members of our social media team to get access to all of those channels and then post them across all of those channels in a way that's native to that channel.
Through sharing my story, I know that there are so many other people that are just like me.
And the feedback that I've gotten from those pieces are, how can we do more of that? Which is the best feedback you can get.
It's amazing, yeah.
We are prepared beyond measure for anything the world has to throw at us.
If anyone's maybe on the fence on investing in some video, maybe with me or just in general, what would you say to them?
I think what I would say is, have an open conversation with Ariel and find a, because why aren't you gonna? It might be budget, it might be this, it might be that. Find the barrier, what's your fear for moving forward? What's your barrier? And have an open discussion about the barrier. I bet you will be able to find a way to reduce that barrier such that you can begin working together. And then I think once you begin working together, you'll want to do more work together because that's just the nature of Ariel and his work.